G'day guys, alright, well job, we've got a Holden cruze. Now this was a no start, it was immobilised. It had a fault in the engine computer for, what was it, a P0605. We might actually be able to show you that if I go back here, for a control module error, and that fault was basically related to the actual internal ROM in the engine computer. Now this is an issue that we've seen where these computers start to fail and they set this internal ROM error. To basically confirm that that is the issue, you know, obviously you want to make sure you've got no other faults or anything that could have the same cause, same issue, you know, it could be causing an issue. You want to make sure the vehicle's keys are good and the immobiliser and everything's good. This is the fault, where is it? This is the fault here, P0605, control module programming ROM performance. So it's to do with the engine computer. How I test just to see whether that is an issue is we do a hard reset on the computer. So you unplug the ECU, 15 minutes, that lets all the capacitors die down, plug it back in, try and start the car. If it starts up, then we know that is our issue. Obviously there's more testing to do, we've got to confirm communication and wiring, but the fact that I can communicate with it fine with a scan tool, actuate everything, and I haven't got any other faults, indicates that we have an intermittent software issue in that computer there. So, thanks for watching. Alright, so back in our cruze, we've just done a good test drive after we got it running with the ECU reset. No faults come back. Sorry about the glare's horrendous. We've had no faults come back in the engine computer. Without that processor fault in there, the car starts up and runs fine. So as you can see, this key works. We also had a very weird clicking of the system main relay that ECU controls. What we had initially with that control module performance fault was the engine light and everything would just click on multiple times. Now, I'm going to pull up some wiring diagrams just to confirm what that is, but I believe that is the system main relay that the ECU was just glitching out and not able to control. So we're going to do a couple more checks just to make sure it's good for the customer, then he can keep us updated over the next few days. If we have the same issue come back, you know, it happened randomly while it was getting repaired at a shop, so if we have the same issue come back, then we know that we're going to start to look at ECU failure as our problem. Alright, I just thought we'd run through what we've done here. So just to confirm, I have checked and load tested all powers and grounds to the ECM. As you can see, it's our wiring diagram here. So we've got constant power feeds, relay fed power feeds and main grounds to the ECM on B1, B3 and B5. All those have been checked and load tested. So the ECM wiring to the ECM is fine. If we have this internal ROM error issue come back, then we know that we're looking at a failing computer. They are a very common issue because of where they live out in the engine bay there. So that's that.